Welcome one, welcome all. Sunday night football is ahead of us. We get the Packers going to Dallas for the Cowboys matchup here with Micah Parsons making his return, his first game back since being traded by Jerry Jones. What's up, Vincent? What's up, Riles and Ahmad? Who's our favorite captain tonight? We'll have those ready. And there it is, the Reds making the MLB playoffs, Kurt. That was electric to watch. There was so much sports on today. I had MLB, I had the Ryder Cup, I had the NFL on. I'm excited just to have one NFL game tonight to kind of relax to. And then tomorrow is a perfect time for two NFL games as well with no baseball going on. So lots of stuff. We'll have everything covered here. We got pick six that we will have later on the show. We came really close last week. The Tyrone Tracy pick hitting in the first quarter was nice, Kurt, especially.
Hey, motherfucker.
I'll give you credit.
Yeah. How about that? I would have forgot about it, so thank you. I forgot about it.
What are you looking at right now? Like, goodness.
What?
Are you watching? Are you watching something right now? Like, what do you got to the left of your screen?
I got the two TVs.
Oh, okay. That's nice. Yeah, must be nice. Yeah. Probably playing some NCAA while you're at it, too. But we'll have our pick six later on. Lots of stuff. And, yeah, I know the Ryder Cup truly was. It looked like it was on there. I'll tell you. I thought there was a chance. I got suckered back into watching it, man. All right, Kurt. Let me rifle off some stats for you here. Through 3 games, these teams could honestly be compared as polar opposites for the most part. The Packers' defense has been really just strong through 3 games. All right, they shut down the Lions in week 1. Obviously, last week didn't really go to plan, but through the 3 games, they are 3rd in rushing yards allowed per game, with only giving up about 64 yards of rushing each time. They're 7th in the league in passing yards allowed per game, 7th, 168 yards per game. One note I did have, if they were weak against anything, it is tight ends. Tight ends, they kind of have given up, I think, in the top or bottom quadrant of the league in terms of just yards against the tight end, which this could mean a little bit more Jake Ferguson. But it's hard to get more Jake Ferguson with the way he's been playing. Overall, though, on the Cowboys side, they're just bad, right? They are the worst team in the league against the pass. You can target the passing game against them. They're not able to generate a pass rush at all. They're middling against the rush, but because they're so weak against the pass, they're just below average against both, but more so against the pass here. I expect these Green Bay wide receivers to actually get going and actually look halfway decent. As long as Jordan Love can get him the football, that's about it, Kurt. I don't really got anything on snap share. The CeeDee Lamb injury, I guess I'll just go in on. Jalen Tolbert played the most snaps of any Cowboys wide receiver last time out. CeeDee Lamb only ran 3 routes, so you can use that as like a firm, data sample there, right? Devontae Turpin ran the 3rd most routes. Pickens ran the 2nd most. Those are the top 3 guys. And your guy, Ryan Flournoy, could be an option at 2K as like the 4th wide receiver.
Harry Flournoy, baby.
Yeah, you did drop some basketball knowledge talking about Harry Flournoy when you brought him up about 5 minutes ago before the show. Legend. All right. Now, let's go ahead and get into it, Kurt. I want to know, what are you looking at in this game between the Packers and Cowboys first off?
Love the tight ends. Tight ends stick out. They're really expensive, but geez Louise. Obviously, Ferguson's floor is way better, but Kraft's had an awesome year. I think he's had another week to get healthier. Soft matchup. I don't think you should play both because it just seems like tying a lot to just plays that can't smash, but I do like having at least one. I feel like they're a good floor to have one of those guys in most of your builds. And then, I think Ferguson's going to take up a lot of that CD volume, but find the next receiver to be his second security blanket out there besides Pickens. Maybe someone in the slot. He seems early in the season, I think maybe it was week 2 or something. He really liked Turpin, which is why I'm favoring Turpin over Tolbert. But yeah, making the right decision as far as the Cowboys receiver group is going to be key today, obviously. And the 2 teams that I love to attack the most on Classic are playing on these primetime games, Cowboys defense and Bengals defense. So I'm glad that we can do Showdown with them because I love stacking the shit against them on Classic.
It is funny, though, Kurt, because I was looking at it. The 4-2 Cowboys builds look really good, and it's just because all the values with them, right? Like, you're going to have a cheap Tolbert, a cheap Turpin. And I kind of brought it up to you beforehand, but if you were to captain one of those Tolbert or Turpin types, you have unlimited salary, basically. You can literally plug in your 4 favorite plays, and you still have left over for another great play as well in the mix. So the one thing I was looking at on this slate here is just like, how can we get different, right? It's really easy if you were to play a cheap captain to kind of funnel toward the same build. If you were to kind of spend up for a captain, we can look at Josh Jacobs. We can look at, Golden as well. And this is an absolute smash spot for a guy like Matthew Golden, right? Like you just have to expect him to kind of get on the board.
Okay, I didn't want to come on here and be a donkey, but like I'm playing into that too. I mean, it seemed like he kind of started like he kind of got it going last week. You just tell by his mannerisms and stuff that he's starting to get more comfortable. I imagine that's going to be a popular take, and it's a situation where if it's going to be popular, you shouldn't do it because it's still a volatile situation with the Green Bay receivers. But Dan Rubio, I don't think I can help myself.
I don't think I can help myself either here, Kurt. I mean, look, at the end of the day, has he produced at a high clip yet? And no, right? That's the obvious answer. But the problem for me is how many people are going to see that, just see a poor game log for the most part, and they just not really click on his name when this is the best spot for wide receivers in the league right now, right? I mean, you could argue that the Bengals are up there too, which I 100% accept. That secondary is absolutely horrendous. Bo Nix is going to have his day tomorrow. But just like specifically on this game, the Packers, without Jaden Reed in the mix, kind of have a clear top 3 wide receiver group. And then coming into the year, it was a worry of like, well, who's going to be number 2 option, number 1 option? Who's going to be the number 3 guy? Like, will Wicks show up? Right now, it's going to be Golden, Dobbs, and Wicks out there for most of the game. Tucker Kraft, obviously, might arguably be the best, highest upside guy there. We saw what he did. What was it, week 1? Is that when he absolutely smashed? Or it might have been week 2, the Thursday night game. But, yeah, we've seen what he has been able to do. And I think in Golden's case, ton of buzz in training camp. Ton of buzz. Like that said, it's clear who the first-round pick is there, right? It was Matthew Golden. You can just see it by the talent. This is the type of game I expect him to get going. I don't think it's a donkey take at all. I think people still won't play him. I think he'll be 25% or less, to be quite honest with you here, Kurt.
Because, no way, really?
Yeah, because it's so – who wouldn't click Ferguson over him? Who wouldn't click Kraft, right? And who's going to land in that mid-range where the 7K to 6.4K might go a little bit overlooked because we have Aubrey, the best kicker in the game. We have Turpin only at 4,400. We got Tolbert at, 3,800, right? Wicks is 4K. McManus is 5.2. Like, I really think that this area, Dobbs and Golden specifically, go overlooked here, Kurt.
Yeah, and like Felix just said, I heard a couple of people talk about how they like Wicks tonight. So I think everyone's going to have their own unique take on these like pass catchers. So I think that's going to help the ownership as well. I think I'm just going to go with what I like, and that's Golden. But I would just advise – I mean, I'm not going to come on here and say I don't think anyone truly knows what these pass catchers are going to do. So my advice tonight, which maybe sounds fucked up, but I think you trust your gut instinct on these pass catchers. Anyone who says they do know for sure which one of these pass catchers are going to come out and ball tonight, they're absolutely lying to your face, and I'm not going to do that to you guys.
100%.
I can give you reasons why I like who. Like I said, I think Golden. I think he got a little bit of traction last week. Snaps have increased obviously since Reed is hurt. He just seemed like he's starting to get it, and he had all that preseason buzz. Why not let the guy have a Tucker Kraft game? Like if Kraft can get 124 on a TUD, why can't Matthew Golden?
Shout out my guy Felix yesterday. He was all over the Hampton play. I mean, it was pretty chalky, but still, it was good to see him absolutely.
Dude, Chalk crushed. Like Chalk crushed today.
Yeah, Chalk went off today. The Drake London play where he already had 86 yards in the first 15 minutes of the slate. That's when I just closed the app and couldn't wait for the baseball games to start. I'll be honest. This is good stuff from J-Rob. You lie all the time about your Wi-Fi. Don't forget when Kurt lagged in the most important part of a game. And,
so that was here. That was actually here where I have great Wi-Fi, but that was dumb. Caught a screen like 10 yards backwards.
That was terrible. Over 5.5 receiving yards.
I actually love that. That's a good bet.
I do like that quite a bit, to be quite honest with you, JT. I love it there. And yeah, like
you can ladder that. We can ladder that, right? Like let's ladder that.
We might ladder that.
DJT?
No, I don't think so. I think it would say JT Hayes if it was the JT.
Okay.
All right, so just more on that front, just talking about lineup construction, I do think this is a slate where you could leave salary pretty comfortably. Like, I wouldn't leave salary going, playing Golden straight up over Dak. But if you want to play, Wicks over Dobbs, for example, and leave 2,400, I think that's more than in play on this slate here, Kurt, because I think any of these guys sub 6K have a chance to score double digits, right? I mean, look, let's go down this list here, and if I can do is sort it by salary here. Aubrey, the Packers defense, right? McManus, Turpin, Wicks, Tolbert. All those guys to me have double-digit point upside. All those guys to me have 12-plus upside, which can be more than enough to be in the winner just on raw score. So I do think leaving salary tonight could be a good way to get unique. I know that's a great way to get unique all the time, but even more so tonight. All right, you want to talk about the QBs here? We got.
Yeah, so I'm glad you bring it because Benson talked about Jordan Love captain. As we've talked about on a lot of these Green Bay Packers slates, even though Reed's out, I think with how much they kind of funnel all these passes around to different people, Jordan Love captain is very, very viable today, especially since we have the salary. I don't like the thought of captaining Dak without his number one guy, even though you kind of be said who he finds. But I don't know. I feel like his ceiling is very much capped without CD. So love Jordan Love captain. Probably going to be lower on Dak. Take some of his weapons and call it a day.
Yeah, that's a good point. No CD being a huge deal, right? Well, they struggled last week against the Bears. What was it, 13 catches on 14 targets for Ferguson, and then you looked at the yardage, and it was, 82 yards or something, right? There was a check-down machine there. And in his case, too, in Jordan Love's case, he was also a check-down merchant against the Browns, where I think, Josh Jacobs had 9 targets or something like that, and the receivers combined for, 10 targets. It was something absurd. But, yeah, I mean, these if the Cowboys were to start trailing, right, if we were to kind of frame out a script here, and it sounds like you're on Love captain for a Dak captain, which, makes a lot of sense. Both have the similar rushing upside, right? Neither is going to be too dynamic with the legs, but they can use them if needed. It's easier to play Dak's weapons without him than it is to play the Packers' weapons without Love, right? I think that's kind of the way, because if Gold goes off, right, you're trying to bank on him maybe being one of the only guys going off if you're not playing Love. But it's really easy to play Love, Jacobs, and at least one other pass catcher. And in the Cowboys case, I mean, you can load up on all the pass catchers and still have enough room for Dak. So I think if you were to just look at a 4-2 Cowboys, it would be interesting. Would you fade the wide receivers in that point? Hope he spreads it around too much? I don't know. I'm trying to kind of math this out in my head. I'm going to pull the SaberSim up in the other tab and kind of build to see what combos I get. But yeah, Kurt, I'm kind of on Dak over Love just because of the correlation with my lineups. I do agree, just pure upside. Love probably has the edge here and the way better matchup. I mean, again, I already talked about how this is just an elite spot for passing, right? The Cowboys defense giving up the most passing yards per game in the league. I do think maybe I should be looking harder at Jordan Love captain and maybe ignoring the correlation of the Cowboys and just hoping that, if Dak throws for 250 yards and 1 touchdown, it's just not enough to be in the winner, right?
Yeah, I think you should. I can't believe you're not looking into it more, to be honest.
Look at this. We got betrayed here. Miles Sanders receiving props are not on DraftKings.
JT, not the real JT Hayes. Where are you getting your what are you on? Bet Rivers?
I do want to know where he's getting that at. Let's see if they got it for our pick 6. They do not have it for our pick 6. Sad.
Pick 6 don't have beep.
They got plenty for us here, Kurt. They got Jalen Tolbert at 29.5. I think you'll like that. I think you'll like that. They got Dontavian Wicks, 39.5. All right, we'll get to that. We'll get to that here in a bit.
Yeah, what are you rushing for, buddy?
There's no rush. I'm just peeking right now because I don't want to be surprised later on when we're doing the pick 6. Miles Sanders rushing prop. Do you want to guess what that is? It's on there.
Miles Sanders?
Yeah. What do you think his rushing prop is?
12.5.
Wow, look at you. You're kind of sharp. I thought you would guess over that. 15.5, despite getting 9 carries, 5 carries, and 4 carries in the last 3 games. 15.5 does feel, I don't know, a little low. I could be convinced.
Are you trying to pull a Tyrone Tracy, buddy? I already did that last week.
You know me. I'm the biggest Miles Sanders fan in the world. Come on now. You got to know my brand at this point.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I forgot about that.
He was my profile pick in the Discord for over a year. Come on now. Let's talk about the running backs, though. Josh Jacobs, the clear number 1. You got Emmanuel Wilson, who spelled him with 6 carries last week, right? But that's about it, right? Josh Jacobs was more of a factor in the passing game. He got 16 carries. They didn't go anywhere. But, again, this is a much better spot than Cleveland. Cleveland's defense is fairly solid, without a doubt. Then all of a sudden you look at the Cowboys side, the resurgence of Javonte Williams. Holy cow, man. He just looks like he's rejuvenated. Revitalized. Anything that you can say about him. He's kind of come from the dead, clearly taking this role as RB1, has produced time and time again throughout these first 3 games. And then smelling him as Miles Sanders, where he had 9 carries last week. He had 3 catches as well, 2 catches before that. But really, this is just Javonte's backfield, without a doubt. What are you doing with the running game here, Kurt?
Oh, wow. I actually profited on classic slate. Let's go.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, how'd you do that? You had to lock Puka. Puka was easy.
Bro, let me just say something. Puka and Genty did a lot of heavy lifting in those lineups.
I can't believe you had that much Genty. That was sharp. That was sharp. I really liked the game, and I didn't have enough Genty. And
I didn't realize how much Saber gave me a lot of Genty. I don't know what was going on. I mean, I edited I did fix like all the projections, but yeah, I guess it must have been a correlation thing or some shit. I don't know.
Must have been. What are you doing with the running game here, though?
Running game here. I mean, playing Jacobs, he's gonna fall in the end zone like 10 times. I hate it. I would love. I would love nothing more than to fade Jacobs today. Freaking cuck. I hate Jake. A couple guys I hate just for no reason. I'm just gonna talk about this. DK Metcalf, hate him. Like some guy tried to trade me him in fantasy. I was like, I'd rather lose every single game than have DK on my team and get 30 a week. I hate DK Metcalf. And Jacobs is a part of that. I don't like him. Didn't like him in the Raiders, but got to play in the night. Would love more if he was to maybe pull up early, maybe miss a week tonight. As far as I'm actually not playing any of the. I mean, I'm not playing Javonte. I mean, is he like even if he was priced affordably? I imagine it's going to be the very popular take. Not many are going to play him, but I'm not touching either of the Cowboys running backs.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I totally get that. The Cowboys running backs, I do think under-owned for that.
They should have priced Javonte at 8,500 to make it a little bit more enticing, especially for the projections.
I will say, we haven't given a core away on this show yet. Well, we got 342 watching on the YouTube channel. If you guys can hit the like button, get me to 75. All right, I'm not asking for much at all. I'm setting the bar pretty low. 75 likes. We'll give away Big T's core tonight for the big game tonight. I think it's an interesting core. It's not chalk at all, and it was kind of something that we alluded to earlier on the show as well. But if you guys give me the 75 likes, we will give away the Big T core for tonight. And then if we hit 125, we will do JVC's core as well. Because why not? Why not?
What are our cores?
We can give them away. We can give them away regardless, right? I know that Big T and JVC, they got their cores posted behind the walls. They're not on the show. People don't know their thoughts. People are going to know our thoughts on the entire slate. And we're also going to talk about our captains here soon. So.
Just in sports, yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. It means Jacob's going to bust an 80-yard. I'm going to cry.
The DK Metcalf, he had 122 yards in the first 20 minutes of the game. I don't think he had a single catch after that.
How about the Buccaneers holding the Eagles to minus 1 yard in the second half? Todd Bowles second half adjustments.
Oh my god!
Wait, there was like a fantasy NFL player that came out and said halftime adjustments aren't real. You just go in the locker room and eat oranges. I'm sorry, but Todd Bowles does something at halftime because at halftime, every time we come out, every year since Todd Bowles has been our defense, it's completely different defense. I would love to see this out and how many points.
Yeah, it was a good result for the Bucs, losing by 6 instead of 20. I tell you what was that, the 65-yard or 64?
I mean, we had many opportunities. Like Baker threw the red zone interception. We had a fumble. It wasn't a fumble. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really mad about it. We held him to 6. We'll see him again in January.
Chase McLaughlin having a 65-yard leg. They need to start deadening the balls.
That's what I'm sayaying. I was like, bro, he's not like a power kicker.
Chase McLaughlin is not like that. They're juicing the footballs, bro. They're juicing the footballs if Chase McLaughlin's at 65-yarders. Right. And it was funny too. Daniel Carlson obviously had his kicked blocked against the Bears there at the end of the game. But what was it? CBS had the target line at the 37 or something like that. I'm like, you got to push that back 10 yards. These guys can hit it from the 47 with ease, especially Daniel Carlson. Surely he's got a 65-yard leg. Let's see here. That's a funny one. If you wasted hundreds of thousands to barely win to be profitable, that is definitely not the Kurt route, bro. Kurt, come on.
Oh, wait, he's coming at the wrong person.
You got the wrong person with that one.
What?
that is the anti-Kurt special. You think Kurt would ever throw?
I'm the ROI. I'm the ROI guy here. I'm not the enter thousands and thousands.
Oh yeah, you love the what do they call the daily dollar and stuff? That's the mojo right there. That's the bread and butter, especially in these niche sports too. You absolutely own it in those low stakes.
We did not enter $1,000 today and win 1,100. Let's just say that. Nothing like that, James. But I appreciate you thinking that. I'll take that.
East LA fantasy guru mentions the Green Bay Packers smashing today. 2 offensive tackles out with injuries.
I don't know if it actually get first plug.
Oh no! Don't tell me we get the spam bot back, and we did get 76 likes. Perfect. All right.
Cox, big Cox.
Ready for the big team.
I look at you. Oh, is it?
What was that?
Hold on. I had the injury report up earlier. I was
Yeah, you
taking
did.
shit and I got distracted though.
Let me give away the core plays, and then we'll get to wide receivers, though. Big T's core. All right. This is a funny one. 150 likes, and we get the number to Kurt's plug. Big T's core. Matthew Golden captain. So that's something that we alluded to earlier on the show being an option. Kurt saying you didn't want to be a donkey and come on the show and saying that he loves him even though he does. And it turns out we're both on him. And sure enough, Big T's going to captain Matthew Golden with Jordan Love. And Javonte Williams is in there too. So that tells me that he's probably not going to be looking too much at back. That is definitely a contrarian core from our guy, Big T. He's on the first touchdown. So again, I know a lot of people love first touchdown plays. You can get this on the Run Pure Sports website, especially under the Showdown core plays. Matthew Golden plus 1,300 first touchdown, plus 245 for anytime touchdown as well. That's good. That is definitely a contrarian core from Big T. And let's talk about these wide receivers once again. We did kind of allude to them earlier, but go ahead for anyone just joining here, Kurt. Talk to us about the Packers wide receivers and how we both really like Golden here tonight.
Say that one more time. Sorry, I was looking up the inactives.
Just, for anyone who knew who might be joining, give your take on the Packers wide receivers once more.
Like you mentioned earlier, it's more convinced now that Reed's been gone for a couple of weeks. Golden and Dobbs are going to dominate the snaps. They're going to do a lot of 11 personnel where Wicks is going to come in. So your main three, Wicks, Golden, Dobbs. We like Golden a lot. I feel like everyone's going to be lower on Dobbs. What's his price, Steve? I'm never a big Dobbs guy.
6,400. It's an awkward tag. This is why I think Golden and Dobbs both they could be the process of being one of the few guys in that 6 to 7K range because it obviously jumps from 8,400 to 5,600 in between those two guys. So they might get a little bit more ownership than I'm expecting, Kurt, just because of that, right? Because if you land at 7,600 left, you're going to click Golden. If you land at 6,900 left, you're going to hit Dobbs, right? But those are awkward price tags on the slate.
Another thing my guy Maddie likes to always give me each week is the targets for routes ran, stuff like that. Is Dobbs just out there doing cardio a lot? I mean, he kind of is. There is a lot of routes ran where he's not the main guy. So, I mean, it's just – he is the main guy in the end zone, which is what you want to have. But as far as in between the 20s and stuff, it's just, man, he really needs that touchdown to get there. How many times has Dobbs had a big yardage outing? I mean, he's been playing this much snaps for a long time now because he's been the only healthy one for a little bit now. But just not a big Dobbs guy. I'm going to go out on the kid, and then second would be Wicks, and then I think I like Heath over Dobbs, bro. I'm not saying he outscores him, but for value-wise, I think I like Malik Heath over Dobbs. Dobbs is my lowest.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of with you. I do think that the Wicks price is very cheap, right? I'm going to pull this up for people too so they can kind of see it. But if you were to go the last week and their loss against the Browns, here's how the routes kind of looked. It was 29 routes for Romeo Dobbs, only 2 targets, right? You can also see a whole bunch of stats if you ever want to kind of look at this. It's NFL Pro. They have a great program here. I really utilize all this stuff. But Matthew Golden ran 26 routes, Kurt, 4 for 52. We saw the one that led him out of bounds too, right? Was that last week where he was let out of bounds there, and it could have been a 90-yard house call?
He's been missed a couple times. There's been a couple words from him. I mean, they haven't connected.
It's 10 targets for the wide receivers, and it was 13 or 15 for the tight ends and running back when you throw in John Fitzpatrick there, right? So this is kind of where it divvies out. Wicks and Dobbs, you could argue, I mean, Dobbs going to be out there, maybe a slightly larger presence in the red zone, right? But it's going to be Wicks, who has the same projection as Dobbs, right? They can literally be the exact same type of play for the most part, except Dobbs is going to play a little bit more. That's the one thing. Against the Browns, that catch Golden had against where he went out of bounds, he could have straightened it upfield, but it also wasn't a great throw, right? It was thrown to the outside shoulder when it could have easily been just lobbed out in front of him and just taken to the house. But just shows the upside that Golden has. He's one big play at a time, and even with that, still puts up a 4 for 52. Again, the Cowboys spot, best in the league when you're attacking them through the air. This is what it looked like in week 3. Let's go to week 2 as well for the Packers to kind of see the same thing, right? Look at the snaps. 25 routes for Dobbs. 21 for Wicks, Kurt. Who got more targets? It was once again Wicks. There's no reason for 2,400 price tag difference between Wicks and Dobbs, right? At the end of the day, Golden had a poor game that time out, had 0 catches for 0 yards. We're banking on the Golden showing up today, and that's kind of what makes us a little bit different, right? Where I think he'll be pretty low owned, even at 7K, where he's the only option, and we're going to be jamming in some Matthew Golden tonight. All right, you want to do the Cowboys now too? I'm going to pull up their snaps for you here, Kurt.
Golden shower season, baby. So this is a little bit more murkier as far. I mean, not snaps wise, but like the decision between
like week 3. Yeah, I'm sharing the screen here. This is what it looked like in week 3, Kurt, routes wise. If you want to look at that.
Yeah, I mean, no, obviously Pickens is just that price is really high, but he's obviously going to be the guy that's wide receiver. But the wide receiver too, between Turpin and Tolbert, is really tough for me.
Yeah.
Tolbert is the more natural wide receiver, but man, Turpin has really, really, really came a long way working on his game as our wide receiver rather than just like a gadget returner guy. He's really been working. I mean, he finally gets to step up and show it tonight too. So I'm Team Turpin, but I mean, I get it if you're not, because Tolbert, like I said, is the more natural receiver, way more comfortable playing that role. But man, Turpin is really shifty. He's a big play guy.
I do. Well, here's the thing with Turpin, right? Week 2 got hurt, missed the majority of the second half, at least all of the fourth quarter and overtime. So if we were to kind of go back to this, so just so people see week 3, Lamb ran 3 routes, right? That's it. It was Tolbert who played the most of anyone. It was Turpin who got the third most. Pickens obviously the clear number 1 tonight, right? Like that's something that we probably shouldn't get away from too, is that Pickens is still the number 1 option. He's been a number 1 option literally every year of his career, right? Like even with Pittsburgh when he was a rookie, he was the number 1 option. So it's like, you know what you're expecting, you know what you're getting from him. Packers pass defense, it's all about the pass rush for them. Like I do think that these receivers are going to be able to get open. It's just about, can Dak have enough time to get out the football when Mike Parsons is chasing his ass, right? I mean, that's just the reality of it. If not, again, it's going to be another Jake Ferguson day, because look at the checkdowns here. Look at that, 14 targets. He also had 5 targets and catches for Javonte Williams too. Like, if the plays aren't available downfield, Dak is checking it down to his guys. With no CeeDee Lamb, Kurt, if Turpin and Tolbert aren't getting open downfield, then it just has to be like Ferguson or Javonte by default being involved in the passing game. And it seems like Dak is very quick to make those decisions. I'm going to go to week 2. I know CeeDee Lamb was in for that one, but I do want to kind of show, like, in the 12 snaps or in the 12 routes that Turpin ran, he went 4 for 47 in there. Like, if you were just to do it on a per snap basis, Turpin's the way better play over Tolbert. The problem is Tolbert is going to play maybe 100% of the snaps, while Turpin probably looking at 70 to 75%, which even then, I still think they're both great plays here. I do. And I think it's way easier to click on their names than Pickens, because if you do want Josh Jacobs, if you do want Dak Prescott, if you do want Jordan Love, well, you're having a hard time then playing George Pickens without captaining a cheap guy, right?
I just can't. I guess, yeah, I mean, is it really easy to play? So what are you sacrificing? If you play Pickens, Jacobs, Love, then you're sacrificing Ferguson, who's just a way better floor. Pickens has to be the sacrificial lamb for me. Pun intended. CeeDee Lamb. Okay, anyways. Rubio.
It took me a second there.
Like
I'll give you credit. That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
You gotta be smarter than me. You gotta be quicker than that. I'm begging you to you gotta give your core out to Lion Cubs before he has an aneurysm.
Oh, I just put it on the site. He did say he liked it.
He liked it. I thought you were saying. I thought you were trying to. Okay, my bad line. I misunderstood. But are you not gonna give it to us?
I will. Yeah, after you finish your take, I'll give it.
I'll look at it myself. Fuck you, buddy.
You got. What were you gonna say though? The sacrificial lamb. You started it. That's it.
So Pickens, as far as the studs go, Pickens is my sacrificial lamb. I like everyone else above him. I like the safety of the floor that Ferguson gives me for the savings as well.
Yeah.
Packers defense captain. So, bro, the Steelers captain ended up being on the winner today. It definitely wasn't. It was Gainwell, wasn't it?
Oh,
so
it
that's the only,
Gainwell went off, dude.
That's the only reason I don't want to do captain, because look what happened this morning. If you can't get a captain defense winner in the London 9:30 game, is it going to happen today? I don't think it was meant to be. If you couldn't get it in the London game, I don't know if it's meant to be.
My only fear with my main fear with the Packers defense is that I really think this Cowboys offense is good. If CeeDee Lamb was in, I'd actually be backing them to win the game. But since he's not in, I'm not. But I do think the Cowboys put up points. You'd be banking on a pick six, which Dak is more than capable of. But
look at you with the core. Look at the 180 you've done since the show started.
You know what? You talked me into it, Kurt. And for those wondering, the core, you know what? I kind of went through it when I was putting in the stats too. It's Jordan Love captain. And, it's Matthew Golden, right? Because we're on brand with Matthew Golden. Then I got Jalen Tolbert in there as well. Tolbert could be Turpin. I'm literally debating. You could also have both in
I
there
think you
too.
should go with your gut. I think your gut was Tolbert. I think you should stick with Tolbert. You're a Tolbert guy. I'm a Turpin guy.
I'll be so pissed if Turpin has one though, because like
But why? Your gut is telling you Tolbert. Then just take Tolbert.
Yeah, that's the double condom play, is playing the guy who plays more snaps instead of the better receiver. Like I just like that's the one thing I don't want to be like mad at myself at, is if Turpin housed the 40-yarder, he got like seven jet sweeps because they can't run the ball up the gut. Like that's easily in play too. Like Turpin gets the ball around the line of scrimmage a ton too. Like he's also a gadget guy, but he's also capable of getting down the field. So yeah. I just think Turpin's a better receiver. But yeah, it is all about opportunity. I think I might play both. I'm going to pose this question to you, Kurt. Pick 2: Tolbert, Turpin, Wicks.
Tolbert, Turpin, Wicks.
I'm going through that right now.
So is this for one lineup? Am I making one lineup here?
You are, yeah. Pick 2 in a lineup. Let's say Jordan Love is that captain. Let's just pretend.
Okay, well he can cover one of my Packers guys. Oh no, you know what? No, I want to go.
What, and Matthew Golden in that core, right? In that core, what would your pick 2 be? Right, you already have Matthew Golden. You probably have Josh Jacobs. You know,
give me Turpin and Tolbert. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I like it. Yeah.
I mean, no, like, what are we wanting for there? Like, what do we need? Like 5 and like 12. I mean,
you're hoping for 12 catches combined, maybe 11, right? Where they go like 5 for 50 and one goes 6 for 60 and one, maybe, right?
So one doesn't have the yards, but one gets a touchdown, the other has yards and catches. Yeah,
something like that. I think there's going to be enough volume to go around, and
they're going to lose the game. They're going to be passing. So yeah, give me the 2 Dallas guys and then just fade Dak.
That's exactly it. Like I think if Jordan Love gets the touchdowns, he'll be the optimal captain. But if he doesn't get the touchdowns, then I would have Josh Jacobs captain or one of the Cowboys skill players. That's the way I'm looking at this slate, right? Or if I captain, if you look at these Tolbert cap lineups I got, they're just stacked to the brim, man. You can leave like 1,500, 1,600 with a cheap captain and get a little bit different that way. And again, we already talked about it. The snaps are going to be there for these cheap guys, including Wicks. So I do think that's firmly in play. Yeah, you already mentioned the tight ends a little bit, but again, a lot of people joining in late. Kurt, tell me about Kraft and Fergie here.
Their floors are awesome tonight. Ferguson has the higher ceiling. I knew we saw a ceiling from Kraft a couple weeks ago, but I think the higher ceiling tonight will be Ferguson, just because. Yeah, I mean, God, the ball. I mean, bro, he's gonna get 10 plus targets. It's crazy. Kraft, you can't promise 10 plus targets. So they're great plays. I just don't like them together. Is that a dumb take? I do not like them in the same lineup together.
Kraft and Fergie together? Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean,
despite loving both, I love the four.
It's the awkward pricing, right? Where it's a whole lot of just big ass dudes in your lineup. And then you're just playing linemen at that point.
I mean, really though, kicker captain. I don't think there's too many good value plays that can pop off playing all the snaps.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I mean, this is a fun slate, and a lot of the thing too is that I bring this up. The Packers were really weak against guys lining up in tight alignment. That's usually the tight end, right? For example, Ferguson lines up everywhere, but for example, like 13 routes, he had 6 targets, 6 catches, 32 yards. That's where the Packers are kind of weak against. Another thing I'm bringing up here too, Kurt, Turpin ran primarily from the slot after CeeDee Lamb went down. He had 26 routes from the slot out of his 33. Again, just food for thought stuff. And if you want to flip it over to the Packers side, you're going to see, a very similar trend as well, where Kraft actually lines up everywhere, right? You got 5 routes from the slot last week, but a lot of tight alignment for him as well. So, yeah, I mean, like, it's good stuff, right? Like, I think the tight ends are good plays. I'm kind of with you. I don't want both in the same lineup, and it's not because, like, they don't correlate or anything, but it's the price tag, right? Like, there's a decent chance that you could play Javonte over one of them. There's a decent chance that you could play the quarterbacks over them. And we both really like Golden, and it's tough for me to click on an 8,400, 8,600 guy and get a lineup that I like at all.
Damn. You weren't kidding the Dallas 4-2. I can't do it, though. Yeah.
It builds itself, man. It builds itself. Barely tuning in just in time there, Andrew. And we're going to do a pick 6 here in the next minute after we get the thoughts on Kurt's kickers.
We gave away Big T's score already, right?
Yep. For those who are wondering, Big T's scores: Matthew Golden captain, Jordan Love, and Javonte Williams. He's also on Matthew Golden first touchdown, anytime touchdown as well with Matthew Golden. Let's give away JVC's score as well. Josh Jacobs captain with Jordan Love and Dontavian Wicks. So good stuff there. You got multiple options here to choose from. It seems like the Packers are, no one on our site in the core page has a Cowboys captain. Can you believe that, Kurt?
Well, Jake Ferguson's very viable at captain.
I thought so too, but then like the one thing that appeals to me is the Tolbert and Turpin types. All right, if one were to get 15 to 20, and I do think that's a possibility, then you could be really looking at dynamite there. All right. Go through Aubrey real quick, and then we'll build a pick six.
Maybe somebody's third. I mean, Dak doesn't have his third down security blanket in CD, so a lot of third downs, get stopped. They're more inclined to try to take some points, maybe kick some farther field goals, shit like that. Pass rush is going to be on, obviously, since they don't have CD. Mike is going to get back to a lot of holding penalties, a lot of shit like that. So they get in the positive side of the field, get a couple holding calls. All of a sudden, you're kicking long field goals. Aubrey is very viable tonight. Great pick.
Yep. I mean, look, Aubrey's best.
They're going to move the ball. Like I just think this offense is good enough to at least move the ball.
Yep.
But I think they're going to get started out a lot because the pass rush, because not having CD. Aubrey's a great play. Aubrey and Ferguson, going 4-2 Aubrey Ferguson, or maybe like 3-3 Aubrey Ferguson and Turpin / Tolbert is very hard to not do.
Are you going back late where Aubrey comes in under owned? I do think it's this one because there's so many options, 4K and stuff.
Are you forcing Dak into your Tolbert and Turpin builds, captain?
Yeah, well, you would play like Wicks or something like that with them, right? That's what I'm looking at. So, for example, if you did play a cheaper captain with, like Tolbert, right? We'll just run that example. You get 8,800 on each spot in the rest of your lineup, and then it's only room for one sub 6K guy at that point because then you can just jam your lineup with, anyone you want.
I see what you mean. Yeah. Oh wow.
You could play if you captain Tolbert, you could hit the top available spending guy at each spot and have a really competitive lineup. That's what I look at it as. Right, if you liked Pickens or if you like Javonte, like that's the lineup that you could absolutely run. I'm sorry, God, I'm looking at like these.
Wow, oh my God, but yeah. Oh wow, this is nice. Tolbert captain. What about? Yeah, Tolbert captain's the one. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because especially if you like Wicks.
And you're not taking any of the pass. Oh, it's 4-2. Oh yeah, and you're not taking any of the pass catchers. You're just taking all the volume from Love. Correct, I'm not taking the pass catchers. I'm going.
It's a good ass lineup. I'll say that. Real quick, what was the one I was looking at? Yeah, it was this. Pick six. All right, Kurt, you ready to kind of build this out?
Can we do Aubrey field goal attempts over?
Yeah, we absolutely can.
Okay.
We can do kicking points. 7.5. So basically 2 field goals, 2 extra points hits, for example.
Is that all they have? I guess that's the only option, then yes.
Yeah, that's all we got, Kurt.
Okay.
Hope for 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals. All right, let's start that off. Brandon Aubrey over 7.5 kicking points. All right. Anything else that you kind of want to go in on?
Matthew Golden touchdown has to happen, bro. Matthew Golden touchdown has to count at some point, bro. What up, Heezy? Meow. Like, bro, do we get a boost for the Golden?
We get a huge boost. Let me get that for you real quick here, Kurt. It is, if we wanted to do first touchdown, times 13, surely. No.
Bad.
I don't like it. It's times 5.5. That's not good enough.
What's your yards then? I mean, bro, this is defense.
We're going to do is I'm talking about just the touchdown, first touchdown. If it was anytime touchdown, let's check what that is. But that is not a good enough multiplier.
This is the defense that gave up 400 yards passing to Russell Wilson, bro. I mean, I think we can take the over on Golden receiving.
Yeah, let's do it. All right. Let me get the yardage for you here, Kurt. God, dude, there's so many options now. 46.5 yards on Matthew Golden. Okay.
Yep. I'll find us the under.
Can I do Tolbert or Turpin? Which one you want? Both at the same exact prop, basically.
Really, I think Tolbert's the good option then because the gadget plays rushing yards and shit like that.
Turpin or Tolbert?
Tolbert's a good option for the receiving yards.
Yep, Tolbert 29.5 receiving yards. That's what we got. That's perfect. I think that's a great click. All right, we're on our overs machine. We love our overs here on the show.
Let's find an under.
Who do you want to hit against? Who you want to hit against? Javonte,
What's his problem?
16.5 rushing and receiving, for example.
Ooh.
Could do completions. We could do more than 20.5 completions or less than 20.5
I think
completions.
I like the under on Javonte, man. I think if they start going to passing early, because last week they weren't really down, so they kind of kept Javonte in. That's why he caught some of those checkdowns. But if they actually start to go pass mode earlier, it will be Sanders out there.
He didn't really play a huge factor in the passing game. We'll go under 16.5 receiving yards for Javonte Williams. All right. Let's get one more in there. It doesn't have to be a perfect pick six. We do have a 30% boost here as well. Tolbert, 2.5 receptions. That is nice. I do like that. I do think the yardage is slightly better, but yeah, I do think either
you
way.
always hit on the receptions.
We don't have receptions on pick six.
Oh, that's why then. Okay.
We do. They're all grayed out, man. All right, let's do a touchdown score here, Kurt. I like the we had the touchdown score. We had Tyquan Thornton, right?
Oh yeah. So who are we gonna do then?
I wish I could find it. Is it just first touchdown score? Is that it? They got rid of touchdown? No, they got it. They got it right here. Okay.
So who? Fergie?
No.
Pickens. What about Pickens? I can see Pickens scoring today, bro.
1.2x multiplier.
Huh?
1.2x multiplier.
Oh, what the fuck?
Why don't we go with your boy Kraft?
Okay. Yeah.
Let's do Kraft. Let's do that.
Kraft
All right,
Magic, baby.
15x. That's what? 5 picks to win 15x here. And if you apply your 30% boost, you get Aubrey, Golden, Tolbert, Javonte Williams under, and then Kraft a touchdown. Then we can get that boost up there. They also have a no stress pick. This is the first time I've seen that of a $50 value. I think I'm going to do that one, Kurt. I'm going to do a $50 no stress token. I'll get the money back if it loses. So yeah, why not? Let it ride.
I don't know what's happening right now.
Basically a no sweat.
Oh, I'm sweating, buddy. I'm sweating.
So and I think the Kraft touchdown correlates with the Aubrey kicking points too, right? Or like if we're not doing Ferguson, for example.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. Okay. It's actually insane how close we get to these. What cost us last week?
What was that?
So we got Tracy last week. What cost us? Did we hit last week?
It was what cost us was we got the Pacheco under too. We did not get the neighbors or Wandale over. The Wandale over was what held us back. We also had one more miss, just barely too.
Wow.
We missed 2 of 6. So we were close, but we were almost there. Vincent, I posted the picks in the chat, but it's Brandon Aubrey over 7.5 kicking points, more than 29.5 receiving yards for Tolbert, less than 69.5 receiving and rushing for Javonte, and then Matthew Golden over 46.5 receiving yards with a Tucker Kraft touchdown in this one. $50 to win, $789, and there's a no stress token on Pick 6 website here. You like the over on this game?
Total 53.5.
The total on this game, I can't believe I couldn't gut check you. 47.5. I like the over. I like any over in a Cowboys game early on.
Yeah, I could see like 51 points. I mean, I just can't get the thought of Russell Wilson throwing for 400 yards out of my head, bro. I knew I was in a dome and stuff, but I can't wait. Is this back in Dallas?
Yeah, it's back in Dallas.
Jesus Christ. I mean, how do you get that thought of your head, bro? Like Russell Wilson threw for 400. I cannot get that out of my head.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's kind of why I did.
You're sitting here with the 47.5 total. And I understand it's because like they don't think Dallas can move the ball, but I think their head coach's offensive coordinator. Like, I mean, they can find ways to scheme against the pass rush. They're still going to get killed, but they can just do enough to move the ball.
Yeah,
when you have a kicker who can get kick from 65, that helps.
Yeah, I think I'm just looking at it right here. I got so many lineups to just leave like 1,000 in salary. It's just so easy to do, even with the stud captain. Crazy.
You know what else? I'll say this. I think the live total, like let's say it starts very, very slow and at halftime we're looking like no points. I think I also like the live over.
Yeah.
I could see a lot of second half points coming. If it starts slow and like the Green Bay's dominating, I can see the second half over hitting. So watch that live. If it's a slow snoozer start, hit that live over.
Yep, I like it. Kurt, great show today. Good time ahead. Let's go Cowboys. Let's go Packers. I'll play both sides because I just want to see points in this one. I do not want to see an under game. That's what I'll say. For Kurt and I, we appreciate y'all for watching. If one of us doesn't take down the main contest, we hope it's one of y'all. Have a great rest of y'all's day, and bye-bye.